Welcome back. I'm still with Talk's international editor, Isabel Oakeshott. Isabel, the Huw Edwards case, the seedy Huw Edwards case, has unlocked a sort of Pandora's box, really, because, he walked free from court, charged with having admitted 3 very serious paedophile child sex offences. He had a cache of photos, some of them and videos, some of them in the most serious category, and we're talking about 7-year-old kids. He looked at these pictures and apparently described them as amazing. Anyway, his shame is complete, but the point is, he goes into court. He pretty much got let off scot-free under this ludicrous system where we give pretend sentences. Your crime, this is what he was told by the magistrate, your crime has crossed the threshold for a custodial sentence. And then he didn't give him a custodial sentence. He said, you're sentenced to 2 years, 6 months. You're sentenced to 6 months, suspended for 2 years. Suspended sentences effectively let people off. The magistrate might just say, this is what I'm going to do to you. I'm going to let you off. So he walked free from court. It then transpires, so people start looking into this, particularly the newspapers. So The Sun today revealed that 80% of all paedophile offences do not result in prison sentences. They highlighted a particularly vile paedo group, which hoarded 1 million sick child sex images. The 27 people involved in this group, all of them were spared jail. The NSPCC, the National Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Children, they have data that reveals that this type of crime, unsurprisingly, considering there's no real punishment, is soaring. Police logged 33,000 cases last year of this sort of horror, and that's a rise of 25%. So Huw Edwards, I submit, first-time offender, horrible crime, I submit to send a message, you can't do this. He should go to jail. I think all paedophile offenders should go to jail. I mean, there may be the odd very, very exceptional case, but instead of the rule, as it is right now, being we don't send paedophiles to jail, how about we change that and we do send paedophiles today? This is the worst crime in the world. It is worse, I might suggest, than writing nasty words about mosques on Facebook during the summer of the riots. Woman gets 15 months in jail. It's worse than an 18-year-old kid unfolding a St George's flag in front of a mosque in Middlesbrough and getting 2 years and 3 months. Why is it that we let paedophiles walk free and all these more minor offences, I would suggest, we send people to jail? One woman last year got sent to jail for stealing cream eggs from a newsagent's. We got this all wrong, haven't we? We've got to recalibrate this system.
Well, I completely agree with you that that sentence, or rather pathetic lack of it, was absolutely disgraceful. If ever there were a case to demonstrate how seriously our society takes the abuse of children, the sexual abuse of children in this manner, it would be with the Huw Edwards case. He should have had a custodial sentence, and he should never have been tried in a magistrates court, which impose certain limitations on what the judge could actually do. It didn't mean the judge couldn't have given a custodial sentence at all, but it did make it more tricky for various quite boring kind of legal reasons. So why was it tried in such a small and trivial court? These are courts that are reserved for the most minor offences. In the first place, that shouldn't have happened. And in the second place, absolutely, we should have a simple rule that if you are caught trying to procure and share, never mind make, images of this kind, then you are automatically given a custodial sentence. And I don't think we need to see these gross variations in sentencing. You know, the system has clearly got very skewed, hasn't it? When you have the kind of examples that you've just listed, and you and I covered this on the show during the time of the riots, some really egregious cases of people being given lengthy jail terms for offences that actually had no demonstrable impact on anyone, no provable impact. It's quite clear that any image, disgusting image of a child being sexually abused must mean the trauma and very likely lifelong suffering of that child. It's not a victimless offence. So I think it's almost got to the point we'd be better having sentencing actually decided by AI or something, because there are far too many biased judges. There are far too many variations in what is given. And yes, perhaps there needs to be some room for discretion, but I think we could just have certain things that computer says no. You know, computer says if you've done this, you're going to jail.
Consider this, Isabel, before we move on to the way the BBC has handled this. We'll do this after the break. Now, the white working class rioters, no one is condoning their behaviour. You can't go around throwing bricks at the police and trying to set fire to mosques or hotels with migrants in them. And also the keyboard warriors who wrote hurty words on Facebook. Now, the reason given for them being sent almost instantly to jail, for them, so many of them who would normally not have gone to prison, despite the seriousness of their offences. The reason they were jailed, this was the reason, because they targeted emergency workers. Now,
so emergency workers are a more protected group than children, are they?
Exactly right. So what we're saying is that according to our legal system, it is less serious to target innocent children for your sexual gratification, to abuse children with these vile pictures, forced into vile sex acts. It is less serious to target them than it is to target emergency workers. Now, excuse me if this is controversial, but that is wrong on so many levels. We've got to recalibrate this.
It's not controversial at all. I think that you would struggle to find 0.5% of the population that would disagree with what you've just said. It is quite obviously wrong on so many levels. And, you know, we've barely touched the tip of the iceberg here on the horrible cases that are in and out of the courts on an almost weekly basis, which not all of which are ever even written about, of people who are involved in collating and collecting and sharing these images, who just seem to get away with it. And so no wonder the whole disgusting dark art industry continues to mushroom, and it is a horrible, horrible and dreadful thing. And our society should be very clear about the way we treat people that engage in it.